gotta do is put your mind to it.
And we're back for another exciting look at entrepreneurship. Today, myself and the other hosts of the Startup Hustle podcast are going to introduce you to the 6 amazing companies that participated in the first ever BCP Tech InsurTech Accelerator powered by LaunchKC. That's right, people, it's demo day. So what is InsurTech? Short answer, insurance technology. The 6 companies we'll get to know today, while all in the InsurTech space, all offer different solutions and use cutting-edge technology to do so. Recently, I've had the opportunity to get to know some of these amazing founders while hosting them as guests on the Startup Hustle podcast. What I found were inspired founders all interested in doing big things. In order to make that happen, they were all seeking a little help. What kind? The same kind that most startups are seeking: resources, mentorship, access to sales partners, or real-life input from industry experts willing to help. That's where LaunchKC and several Kansas City area partners stepped up. First on that list is the program's title sponsor, BCP Tech. BCP Tech is powered by Brush Creek Partners. Brush Creek Partners is well known for the insurance services they provide. I have firsthand experience with Brush Creek Partners. How? I'm a client. My company, Fullscale, purchases all of our business insurance policies with their help. They've done a great job, especially when it came to helping us figure out what we needed and what amounts, as well as what we could expect as our business grew. I mentioned other locally owned businesses also participated in the program. Those include BCP Tech Accelerator, LaunchKC, TechAssure, Chubb, Ryan Turner Specialty, BKD, Travelers, Coalition, Vine Capital, M25, FinTech Ventures Fund, Royal Street Ventures, Flyover Capital, NFP Ventures, KC Venture Fund, Fullscale, Pulcinelli, Spark, Nathan Gold, Culture Index, the Missouri Technology Corporation, the Economic Development Corporation of Kansas City, Noble Health, the Cordish Companies, Evergy, Leadbank, DowntownKC.org, and Veracity. I mentioned that this is a business accelerator. To better describe what that is, I'd like to introduce my business partner and Startup Hustle co-founder, Matt Watson.
A business accelerator is a program that gives developing companies access to mentorship, investors, and other support. So who runs accelerator programs, and what do they accomplish? Accelerators can be managed and operated by private organizations, or often is the case with LaunchKC, through the support of civic economic development efforts. The goal is to help the companies involved grow, become stable, and become self-sufficient. This starts when LaunchKC partners with Kansas City corporations that have an interest in investing in and working with tech startups. For the corporate partner, this might provide them with access to exciting and innovative products, services, and business partners. For the startups, the program provides resources, access to real-life user input, as well as the possibility of future partnerships. In regards to LaunchKC, I have watched the program evolve over the last 5 years from a grants competition into a tech accelerator that creates new opportunities for investors and entrepreneurs within the tech ecosystem of Kansas City. Speaking of entrepreneurs, it's time to learn more about the companies involved in the BCP Tech Accelerator from the founder of Innovate Her KC and one of my Startup Hustle podcast co-hosts, Lauren Conaway.
Thanks, Matt. So now that you have some background about the accelerator, let's learn more about the companies involved and what they do. As Matt mentioned, all of the participating companies work within the InsurTech space. They solve a wide range of problems using a lot of cutting-edge technology. Like Relativity6, an enterprise-focused artificial intelligence and machine learning platform that helps its users maximize account value. Or WeatherCheck, who offers hail damage monitoring solutions. Next, we have Wunderite. They help brokers simplify and automate the insurance application process. Or the Glovebox app, who offers technology solutions for brokers and agencies of all sizes. Next is Protoshore, a no-code platform that drives innovation at the user level. And TrustLayer. They simplify the process of insurance verification. Well, that's a quick preview of the companies, but no one tells the story better than the founders themselves. So let's hear what they have to say.
So our product in a nutshell, we are an aggregated mobile and web self-servicing experience for independent insurance clients. So think of the Geico app, but for every carrier.
Relativity6 is a group of data scientists, data engineers, and entrepreneurs who've all come together to help the insurance brokerage space do a better job at understanding their books of business, helping them grow those books by cross-selling, upselling, or finding any opportunities within the patterns and data that exists within those books.
So Protoshore is a no-code platform that can build and distribute full insurance products. And the problem we're solving comes down to there often being a lot of distance between insurance subject matter experts and the programmers building insurance technology.
WeatherCheck has a central role to play in every single disaster that you might ever encounter. Today, brokers, insurers, and insurers really struggle to know exactly whether or not the policyholder should be filing, and all of that results in uncertainty, poor customer satisfaction, and really, an overall poor claims experience for everybody involved. WeatherCheck sits right in the middle to act as an empirical source for not only the insured, but also the insurer, presenting verifiable data around why an insured is taking a specific action, but more importantly, using the same evented architecture to speed up the overall recovery process.
The problem TrustLayer is solving is that when two companies work together, there's often friction at the beginning of that relationship. Identity, information needs to be exchanged, credentials, and insurance data. So we built two applications. The first simply automates the current paper-based workflows surrounding tracking of insurance coverage and risk transfer. The second product that we're launching is a digital proof of coverage. Let's move away from paper. There's way too much paper and PDFs in the insurance workflow.
So customers are becoming used to delightful experiences, whether it's clicking a button and buying a product from Amazon that gets delivered to your door the next morning, or clicking your iPhone and having an Uber show up at your door. But the big picture question is, after you've worked really hard to win a deal, what's the actual experience look like for your end customer?
From my experience, it was mountains of paperwork and PDFs and emails.
I started WeatherCheck principally because I was a storm chaser. Chased hailstorms and windstorms around the country with almost 4,000 roofs replaced, and saw a sort of real gap across all the core stakeholders that existed. And so really was focused on resolving issues as it related to those stakeholders and keeping things moving forward.
So a little bit about our company and why we started. I had grown with my team a really large independent agency out of Colorado. We experienced the problems that Glovebox solves on a daily basis. We halfway expected somebody else to kind of come in and take on this huge problem and build the technology. And when nobody did, we actually sold our agency so that we could take it upon ourselves to solve the problem. And here we are today.
Relativity 6 started when myself and my two co-founders met at MIT, and we realized that AI and machine learning, while extremely transformative and very valuable to a business, was incredibly difficult to operationalize. So we wanted to go out and build a platform that combined all the challenges associated with AI and machine learning into one singular place to help our customers predict their customers' behavior.
My co-founder, Vincenzo Achinapura, and I started TrustLayer 2 years ago because we wanted to address an immediate pain point that we personally had in our own lives. Before this, I worked on a number of M&A deals, and I would often see that there was friction at the beginning of that relationship. It might be identity information, some sort of credentials, and often it was insurance information. And I thought, boy, there's got to be a better way for these companies to build trust with each other. There's got to be a better way to help reduce friction at the beginning of that relationship. So that was the beginning of TrustLayer. We just thought, what is a way that we could help build trust?
We built this company because first and foremost, I was an insurance agent for 7 years. And I wanted to build the tool that I always wanted as a millennial salesperson to help me win more deals and retain more renewals.
At Relativity 6, we are never replacing the broker. We're never going to understand as much about insurance as brokers do. But what we can provide is our own understanding of artificial intelligence and machine learning to help you understand those patterns and context around your customers to potentially engage with them better and ultimately give them the right product at the right time.
Right now, we see the value proposition of independent agents as being higher than ever. What we need to do is help propel them to the next 10 years of success. And the way they're going to do that is a really nice ecosystem of both the agent's knowledge with a really nice cross of digital offerings for their consumers.
Insurance agents across the country want to be seen as more consultative and more of a risk advisor. But it's hard to deliver a world-class experience with a PDF. And so we want to help provide insurance agents the tools that they need to more effectively do their job and connect with the next generation of business insurance consumers.
At our core, we want WeatherCheck to be the sort of center of every single catastrophic loss you experience, so that you as an agent or broker, and insurer even, don't necessarily have to feel the sort of chaos of what it means for 1,000 people to call your office in one day.
TrustLayer helps insurance agencies and brokers build a closer relationship with their customer. Now that insurance agency is able to provide ongoing risk consulting services to their customers. These are services that their customers are seeking, but often were too difficult for the insurance brokers to provide. There was too much manual, too much paperwork. It was too much of a headache. So now with TrustLayer, these agencies and brokers are easily able to provide this consulting service to their customers. And best of all, TrustLayer automates most of the work.
So for us, it's really about enabling business teams to do what's best for their clients and or markets, without having to invest huge sums of time and money and ending up with something that can't easily be modified to fit an agency's particular workflow, or to accommodate any sort of change.
TrustLayer is growing quite quickly. We currently have 8 full-time staff, and we'll be adding another 3 within the next month and a half.
We now have 10 people on our team. We are out of Denver, Colorado, and we are still looking to expand in many areas as we move into what we call phase 2 growth of our platform.
Relativity 6 has 27 full-time employees across 3 offices: Boston, Massachusetts, Los Angeles, California, and Guadalajara, Mexico.
As I film this, I'm located in Louisville, Kentucky, and we are a strong 13 employees.
So as of now, we have about 10 people, almost all of them having worked together for nearly a decade. We're headquartered in New York, but have a team and customers in Japan, and several of the longstanding team members are sprinkled throughout the globe.
We're 7 people full-time with our 8th coming in October.
And while we were started and are based here in Boston, we were actually built remote first. Our team spans not only the country, but the entire globe.
Our mission at Wunderite is to help insurance agents by making all insurance transactions simple, efficient, transparent, and more human.
Really, our true mission is to empower insurance brokers and independent agents to actually harness the power of predictive technology like machine learning, but do it in a way that's really easy to use, but also incredibly impactful.
So our mission is pretty simple. It's just to enable insurance teams to get into tech, rather than tech teams into insurance.
The mission statement of TrustLayer is very simple. We want to help build trust between millions of businesses globally.
Ultimately, we want to make the world 100% weather resilient. That's it.
Now that you know a little more about the startups involved in the BCP Tech Accelerator, let's talk about something all great businesses do. They solve problems for their clients, for their users, or for consumers. This can occur in a number of ways. When it comes to business-to-business solutions, that involves helping them sell more, spend less, or even better, both. As for the companies involved in the BCP Tech Accelerator, they solve a wide variety of problems and create solutions using cutting-edge technology. So let's hear more about how these visionary founders are ready to change the world of InsurTech.
Now, we've innovated in our ability to advance 100% of the claim funds once an insured loss is approved by the carrier. And that is cutting down the amount of time that it's taking for recovery to sort of complete in that process. And so we're thrilled about the notion of moving claims forward faster and getting people made whole sooner.
At Wunderite, we're building an intuitive front end for the end customer, but importantly delivered through agents and brokers to make insurance applications, renewals, and schedules more intuitive and collaborative, working on any device for brokers and their end customers.
We really believe that context matters a lot. Typically, the way that you look at a book of business is through historical transactions or policies. We believe that it's really important to not only look at the history of your clients, but also lay on top context. So what was going on at the moment when that customer made a renewal or made an additional purchase of a policy? We take in over 6 billion external data points just in the US to help triangulate around those events and help brokers understand why those customers renewed or purchased an additional policy, and help them figure out what the best action would be to take to upsell or cross-sell better.
So our big picture vision at Wunderite is simplifying insurance to unleash the human desire to protect one another.
We've actually built that right into our name. We want to make insurance more wonderful. That's hence Wunderite. It's a combination of wonder and underwrite.
Our company is going to change the face of the independent channel, not just with phase one that we've already built, which really creates a customer experience that independent agents have never seen before and one that has been lacking within the independent space. But phase two is going to bring a digital marketplace. So agencies that don't want to sell certain insurance products can now enable their clients to buy those products directly within their app. What a great experience to combine the knowledge of an independent agency with the digital presence for a consumer to be able to quote and bind on their own. Now they get the best of both worlds. Nobody's ever done that before, and we're bringing that to the table.
We believe that we can use technology and the implement of technology to speed up the overall disaster recovery time, get people insured better, earlier, and use that same underwriting data to normalize losses as it relates to severe weather. That's WeatherCheck.
We want to enable a better customer experience, not by creating a 5-minute process to secure insurance, but by creating one where some of the energy is shifted to advising on insurance matters.
TrustLayer is creating a platform that will allow for millions of businesses in the US to securely share information on a point-to-point basis to validate that they meet the requirements of a contract.
Our vision at Relativity 6 is to make AI and machine learning accessible to anybody. And we really believe that insurance brokers and independent agents could genuinely use this technology to organically grow their books, service their customers better, and ultimately provide the most value possible.
That's some great stuff, right? When it came to the BCP Tech Accelerator, we found that many of the companies that participated had the same goals, but had different experiences and takeaways. All companies found value, in fact, even more than they expected. So let's hear more about what they experienced during the BCP Tech Accelerator.
It was very clear that it was an insurance-first accelerator, and we wanted the value that comes along with a program where the nuances of the industry are already understood.
Ties to the Kansas City area, and really thought it would be a good opportunity for our project to be involved in something like this accelerator.
We applied to the BCP Tech Accelerator because over the last 4.5 years, we've worked extensively with carriers, wholesalers, and brokers. And while our technology is applicable to all areas, we believe that our technology is best unleashed in the broker world. And BCP Tech gave us the best possible opportunity to speak with as many brokers as possible, get as much feedback as we can, and build the best mid-market broker product possible.
We did so because we had received some feedback from Steve Anderson, an agency influencer, that WeatherCheck would make a great addition to any sort of agency. And we needed to go on a discovery process to better understand why all these agencies were reaching out to us. And so BCP Tech has done exactly that.
We met Alex and Steve earlier this year and really hit it off with them. And so we were quite excited when we found out that BCP was moving forward with the accelerator. We jumped at the opportunity to apply, and we're really thankful to be brought into this great cohort.
We want to work with forward-thinking, innovative insurance agencies across the US. We saw a great opportunity with the BCP Accelerator to do just that, and to work with agents who are not only advisors and mentors, but also potential customers for us at Wunderite.
There was a lot that I hope to get out of this experience. It was really nice for us to get feedback from actual agencies because that's who our product caters to. And so to be able to get really candid feedback on our technology at this stage in the game is priceless for our project. And that's what I was hoping to get out of this program.
So we were looking for three things. We were looking for new relationships, new customers, and new mentors.
With the BCP Tech Accelerator, our main hope was to talk to as many tech-forward brokers as humanly possible, get as much feedback as we could, make our product as great a fit as possible for this segment of the broker space. And we believe that we were able to do that.
We joined BCP because we were excited about getting to meet really innovative insurance brokers and also other earlier stage technology companies that were in our industry.
We really wanted to better understand exactly why agents and brokers were using WeatherCheck, and more importantly, if our new ideas around the product would gain traction with them.
So what we hope to get out of the experience was continued validation, just continuing to ensure that what we're doing is desired by the market, and we got that. Also, the ability to pick up a few target customers, and we're looking pretty good there too, as well as just pitch practice in an insurance environment.
We often hear that a rising tide lifts all ships. And with the BC Tech Accelerator, we see friendly rivals and insurance agencies working together to do what's best for the insurance industry. We're really excited about that.
This program has really empowered me to seek out professionals that can really help not just my own personal growth, but my team's growth as well.
The best takeaway that I had through this entire experience was just how open and collaborative brokers are. Seems like they're really interested in integrating all kinds of new technology. They've given us amazing feedback on the way that they want the product to work, the types of predictions they want to see, and the way that they want those predictions to be delivered.
It took away that the industry is not as unimaginative as many make it out to be. There are a lot of really cool companies doing innovative things, and a lot of insurance companies and agencies being really excited to talk to them. So while it seems like progress can be slow at times, it doesn't mean things aren't happening.
The biggest takeaway we've had so far from BCP has been just how complex the day-to-day life of an insurance broker is. There are so many demands on the insurance broker's time from internally, carriers, as well as the customers. And it's important that any new products or offering add value to that broker on day one.
Biggest takeaway for us was really that brokers really are a leading driver for our overall strategy over the next 12 to 18 months, and that we should continue on that path of discovery with brokers throughout the country.
By far and away, the most valuable piece of advice I got throughout this entire experience was even though our technology is extremely complex on the back end, making sure that we were able to simplify our message and our product in a way that brokers could take action on quickly and easily was instrumental in the way that we ended up building the final product.
I would say some of the most valuable feedback that I got during the program had to do with speaking and how I present myself in front of groups and when I'm doing pitches. They were able to really help formulate my pitch deck and really allow me to look at the way I was presenting in a different way that was much more effective.
We've benefited from working with a number of insurance agents and mentors throughout the program. Specifically, Karen from the National Insurance Producer Registry encouraged the cohort to consider the broader legal and regulatory framework in which all of us InsurTech startups are operating within.
The most valuable piece of advice we received was SW, SW, SW from Steve, who said, so some will, some won't, so what next? Which really provided an immense amount of value for us to understand that, you know what, everybody's not your right customer, but keep it moving.
The biggest takeaway that we can get out of this is feedback from really innovative insurance brokers. Like I said, BCP has done a great job getting some of the most innovative insurance brokers and agencies to work together collaboratively, and to be able to engage that group at once is just an awesome opportunity for an early stage startup.
Lots of good data around pitch structure, the best way to tell a story, state the problem we solve, establish credibility, all those elements. There's also lots of good key lessons in identifying and focusing on target customers, which are lessons that are probably going to stick with me for the rest of my career.
we're going to double down on our efforts to build a delightful customer experience for both the agent and the end customer of insurance.
I would say, again, it really allowed me to look at myself as a CEO and look at where I can grow, which is knowledge that I can then pass on to our team to really push our project forward in a great direction.
After BCP Tech, we're going to sort of take the model that Steve and Alex have crafted and really implement it internally to keep driving inbound for us and keep having more and more conversations with brokers, closing more deals, and moving forward over the next 12 to 18 months.
What we're going to do with the knowledge gained from this accelerator is incorporate it immediately into our product. We've already had weekly calls with many of the brokers and agencies that we've met through BCP, and the ongoing feedback and dialogue that we've had with them has made immediate impacts into many of the features that we've built into our platform.
Going forward, we're just going to continue getting out in front of people, building on the many lessons learned through this accelerator, including the importance of just getting out there. We have our story, we have our product, and now it's just delivering it all where we want it to go.
Moving forward, we are 100% sure that the mid-market insurance brokerage space is exactly where Relativity6 wants to be. So we are focused on building product and adding value specifically within this segment of the market.
At the end of the day, if you're trying to sell into brokers, BCP Tech really does get to the core fundamental thing, which is getting to a potential customer. And it never felt like any of the sessions, having been through a number of accelerators, it never felt like any of the sessions were a waste of time because you were always talking directly to somebody who could potentially buy your product.
I would definitely encourage other entrepreneurs to apply. I would say, you have to be very, very serious about your product. You have to be passionate about your product. But again, look to grow during the experience. Don't look to come in thinking you know everything. You have to be really humbled by where you're at.
I would honestly encourage any entrepreneur that cares at all about the broker space to apply to BCP Tech. There's no better way to understand where your value actually lies than speaking to as many brokers as possible. And BCP Tech does an incredible job of getting you in front of actual brokers who care about what you have to say so that you can actually build something valuable.
So what I would tell anyone in InsurTech looking to apply is that there's really a combination of reasons to do so. You'll be working with insurance professionals that are best in class from a business perspective, but also innovative and wide open for more innovation.
I would encourage any tech company that wants to work collaboratively with the insurance industry to give a hard look at BCP. There are a lot of accelerators that are out there, but what was most valuable is to have an accelerator that was filled with the exact customers, the exact partners that we wanted to work with.
The BCP Tech Accelerator is a great choice for entrepreneurs looking to increase their engagement with innovative insurance agencies across the U.S.
Well, folks, that's the end of today's presentation. On the way out, I'd like to once again thank BCP Tech, Brush Creek Partners, LaunchKC, and all of the other Kansas City area companies that help make the program possible. See you next year.